1. All right, folks, buckle up because we're diving deeper into this 1969 Dodge Coronet that's looking for a new home. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, a project car in this economy? But hear me out, because this Coronet has got some serious potential for the right buyer. Let's start with the basics. This car is a 1969 model, which means it's got that classic Mopar styling that turns heads wherever it goes. It's a 440 trim, which is a step up from the base model and adds some nice features like a more powerful engine and upgraded suspension. And speaking of the engine, this Coronet's got the original 318 small block under the hood, which has been rebuilt with some serious upgrades. We're talking an Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetor, Edelbrock heads, a whiplash cam, and new gaskets throughout. That's the kind of attention to detail that you want to see in a project car because it means the previous owner cared about doing things right. And with only about 800 miles on the engine since the rebuild, you know it's ready to hit the road. But of course, no car is perfect, and the seller is upfront about the fact that this Coronet needs some work. The body has been primered for over 8 years, which means it's going to need to be sandblasted and prepped before any paint or bodywork can be done. But here's the thing, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It means you've got a blank canvas to work with, and you can make this car look exactly how you want it to. And let's not forget about the mods that have already been done. This Coronet's got door poppers installed for remote opening on all 4 doors, an aftermarket steering wheel, a Dakota digital dash, rear air adjustable shocks, and new vinyl interior on the seats. Plus, it's got 40 series Flowmaster mufflers installed, so you know it's going to sound as good as it looks. Now, I know some of you might be hesitant about buying a car with an unknown odometer reading, but the seller is upfront about the fact that the original dash cluster is broken, and they've priced the car accordingly. And with a clear title and current registration in California, you can feel confident that you're getting a legitimate vehicle. So here's the bottom line. If you're looking for a classic Mopar project car with a ton of potential, this Coronet is definitely worth considering. It's got a strong engine, some cool mods, and a solid foundation to build on. And at $10,000, it's priced fairly for what you're getting. But don't just take my word for it. If you're seriously interested, hit up the seller and ask for a video of the car starting and running. That way, you can see for yourself what kind of shape it's in and make an informed decision. And as always, if you've got any questions or just want to chat about classic cars, drop a comment below. We're all in this together, and there's nothing better than talking shop with fellow enthusiasts. Thanks for tuning in and happy hunting. 2. We've got a real blast from the past for you. A 1976 Ford Grand Torino Elite that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is priced at $7,500, and it's got a story to tell. First off, let's talk about the condition. The seller rates it as fair, which means it's not perfect, but it's still got plenty of life left in it. The interior isn't showroom quality, but it's decent enough for a classic car. And let's be real, if you're in the market for a 76 Torino, you're probably not looking for a pristine museum piece anyway. Under the hood, this Torino is packing a V8 engine that the seller describes as strong. That's always a good sign, especially for a car that's pushing 50 years old. The transmission is also said to be strong, which is another plus. And get this, the seller's dad put in a new engine and transmission when he first got the car, so you know it's been well maintained over the years. Now, I know some of you might be wondering about that odometer reading. The seller admits that it's broken, so the actual mileage is unknown. But here's the thing. This car has been with the seller's family for about 25 years, and they even drove it to Mexico and back a few years ago. So while the mileage might be a mystery, you can rest assured that this Torino has been loved and cared for by its owners. As for the exterior, the seller says it looks really good. And I have to agree. The white paint job is classic and clean. And it's the kind of look that never goes out of style. It's hard to let go of a car like this, but the seller admits they just don't drive it enough anymore. Now, I do have to mention one potential issue. The seller notes that the car has a hard start problem on rare occasions, but they also say that it's a classic car problem and that overall this Torino is a solid ride. And let's be real, if you're buying a classic car, you've got to expect a few quirks and character traits along the way. So here's the bottom line. If you're a classic car collector or enthusiast, this Grand Torino is definitely worth checking out. It's got a strong engine and transmission, a clean white paint job, and a family history that spans a quarter century. And at $7,500, it's priced fairly for a car of this vintage and condition. But don't just take my word for it. If you're seriously interested, hit up the seller and ask any questions you might have. And if you end up taking this Torino home, be sure to give it plenty of love and attention. It's earned it over the years. 3. All right, folks, it's time to buckle up and get ready for a wild ride, because today we're diving deep into the world of classic Corvairs. And let me tell you, the 1966 Monza that we've got on the menu today is a real treat. First things first, let's talk about what makes this particular Corvair so special. As the seller points out, late-model Monza sedans with manual transmissions and the 140 HP engine are about as rare as a unicorn these days. And when you factor in the overall condition and recent improvements made to this car, you've got a recipe for a true collector's item. But enough about the rarity. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Pop the hood on this bad boy and you'll find a 140 GP 4-carb motor that's cleaner than a whistle. The seller mentions that it was lightly rebuilt in previous ownership and has been well maintained over the years. And if that wasn't enough, they've also gone ahead and replaced the entire clutch system, including a new flywheel, pressure plate, and disc. That's the kind of attention to detail that you love to see in a classic car. But the improvements don't stop there. The seller has also installed new gas-charged shocks, rebuilt the rear strut rod assemblies, and even thrown in a new fuel tank for good measure. And when you consider that they've spent over $4,000 on these upgrades alone, you start to realize just how much love and care has gone into this Corvair. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what about the cosmetics? Well, fear not, because this Monza is no slouch in that department either. The seller notes that there's virtually no rust to be found, and the floor, trunk, and other areas are as solid as a rock. The original carpet is in great shape, and the upholstery looks like it's never seen a single spilled coffee or fast food wrapper. Even the paint, while not perfect, is in good overall condition with just a few minor imperfections. But here's the thing, those imperfections are what give this car its character. The shallow dent on the front trunk, the long deep scratch on the lower passenger rear fender, those are the kind of battle scars that tell a story. And with the seller's clever use of a tape stripe to cover up that scratch, you've got a car that looks good from any angle. Mechanically, this Corvair is no slouch either. The seller reports that it starts and drives like a dream, with no unusual noises or odd behavior from the engine. And while there might be a small drip here and there from the oil filter housing adapter, that's the kind of thing that you expect from a classic car. It's all part of the charm. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the price. At $7,800, this Corvair might seem a bit steep at first glance. But when you consider the rarity of the powertrain combo, the overall condition of the car, and the recent upgrades made by the seller, it starts to make a lot more sense. Plus, the seller is being fully transparent about the fact that they've got over $11,000 invested in this car between the purchase price and the improvements. So really, they're taking a loss by listing it at this price. And let's not forget about the extras. The seller is throwing in the official GM Corvair shop manual and supplement manual, as well as some spare new parts. And if you're lucky enough to live within an hour or so of Portland, Oregon, they'll even deliver the car right to your doorstep. So if you're a classic car enthusiast with a soft spot for rare and well-maintained Corvairs, this 1966 Monza is definitely worth a closer look. With its unique powertrain combo, solid overall condition, and recent upgrades, it's the kind of car that you'll be proud to show off at any classic car meet or cruise in. And as always, if you've got any questions or just want to geek out about classic cars, drop a comment below. We're all in this together, and there's nothing better than sharing our love for these rolling pieces of history. So what are you waiting for? If you've got the means and the garage space, why not take a chance on this rare and beautiful Monza? Who knows? It might just be the start of a lifelong love affair with these quirky and charming classics. 4. All right, folks, buckle up and get ready for a wild ride, because today we're diving deep into the world of classic American sedans. And boy, do we have a treat for you. A 1981 Ford Crown Victoria that's looking for a new home and a whole lot of love. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A 1981 Crown Vic? Isn't that just an old cop car? And sure, you might be right, but that's what makes this car so special. It's got a history that's as rich as a slice of Grandma's pecan pie. You see, this particular Crown Vic started its life as a police force car. That means it was built to withstand all the crazy stuff that cops have to deal with on a daily basis. High-speed chases? No problem. Jumping curbs and barreling through alleyways? Piece of cake? This car was made to be tough as nails. But then something amazing happened. After its days of fighting crime were over, this Crown Vic found its way into the loving hands of the seller's dad. And let me tell you, this man cherished this car like it was his own child. He took care of it, he maintained it, and he loved it with all his heart. Sadly, the seller's dad passed away last year, which is why this beauty is now up for grabs. And while the seller admits that they don't know all the nitty-gritty details about what repairs the car might need, they do know one thing for sure. Their dad took damn good care of it. So what does that mean for you? It means that you've got a chance to own a piece of American history. A car that's been loved and cherished by someone who truly appreciated it. And sure, it might need a little TLC here and there, but that's all part of the fun of owning a classic car. Now, let's talk specs. Under the hood, you'll find a beefy 8-cylinder engine that's ready to roar like a lion. And while this particular Crown Vic is a front-wheel drive model, which is a bit unusual for a car of this era, that just means it's got a little extra pep in its step. As for the cosmetics, this car is rocking a classic blue paint job that's as cool as a summer breeze. And while the seller doesn't mention any major rust or body damage, it's always a good idea to take a closer look in person to make sure everything is up to snuff. But here's the best part: the price. At just $2,500, this Crown Vic is a steal of a deal. Sure, it might need a little work here and there, but that's all part of the fun of owning a classic car. And when you consider the history and the love that's gone into this vehicle, it's really a small price to pay. So if you're ready to take the plunge and give this Crown Victoria a new lease on life, the seller is asking for a phone call to set up a time to come check it out in person. They'll be picking a spot in Seattle for the viewing and test drive, which is a smart move to keep everyone safe and happy. And if you do end up taking this beauty home, be sure to give it all the love and attention it deserves. Take it out for a spin on a sunny day, show it off to your friends and family, and most importantly, keep the memory of the seller's dad alive by cherishing this car like he did. So what are you waiting for? If you've got a soft spot for classic American sedans and a heart full of love, this Victoria is calling your name. Give the seller a call, take it for a spin, and see if it's the right fit for you. And as always, if you've got any questions or just want to chat about classic cars, drop a comment below. We're all in this together, and there's nothing quite like the bond between a car lover and their beloved ride. 5. Attention all classic car enthusiasts! Get ready to be amazed by this incredible 1949 Plymouth Special Deluxe, currently available for purchase on Craigslist. With an asking price of just $8,800, this vintage beauty is an opportunity you won't want to miss. Picture this: a stunning, all-original Plymouth that has been meticulously maintained and garage-kept, ensuring its pristine condition. The seller proudly states that this car is rust-free, a testament to the care and attention it has received over the years. Under the hood, you'll find a reliable 6-cylinder engine that purrs like a kitten, paired with a classic 3-speed manual transmission, known affectionately as 3 on the tree. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of this timeless machine, cruising down the road and turning heads wherever you go. The seller assures potential buyers that the car runs great, and with registration valid until October 2024, you'll be ready to hit the road as soon as you take ownership. But wait, there's a twist. The odometer reading is listed as 100, but don't let that fool you. The seller has been upfront and disclosed that the odometer has rolled over, meaning the actual mileage is likely higher. This is a common occurrence in classic cars, and it's essential to keep this in mind when evaluating the vehicle's true condition. As with any used car purchase, especially a classic like this Plymouth, it's crucial to do your due diligence. Take the time to inspect the vehicle thoroughly, review its history and maintenance records, and consider having a trusted mechanic give it a once-over. This will help ensure that the car lives up to the seller's description and meets your expectations. In conclusion, this Special Deluxe is a rare find that combines classic style, excellent condition, and an attractive price point. If you're a collector, an enthusiast, or simply someone who appreciates the timeless beauty of vintage automobiles, this car is definitely worth considering. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Get in touch with the seller today and take the first step towards owning a piece of automotive history. 6. The 1985 Buick LeSabre Limited Collector Edition. Currently listed for sale on Craigslist at a price of $2,500, is a classic sedan that has been well maintained and recently undergone several upgrades. According to the seller's description, this Buick has only 92,000 miles on the odometer and has been owned by an older lady for the last 6 years, during which time it was kept in a garage. The seller has invested time and effort into improving the car's condition, including installing a new suspension system for both the front and rear, as well as replacing the timing belt, radiator, water pump, and housing. The fuel system has also been upgraded with an electric fuel pump, and the car has been fitted with new American vintage rims and tires, enhancing its classic appearance. Additionally, the seller mentions that they have a new fuel tank and rear struts ready to be installed, further improving the car's performance and reliability. The interior of the vehicle is in good condition, with the seller noting that only the headliner and a few minor details need attention. One notable aspect of this LeSabre is its history. The seller possesses the original bill of sale from 1985, adding to the car's provenance and collectability. The vehicle is currently registered as an antique vehicle in Illinois, which may offer benefits such as reduced registration fees and special license plates. While the seller has made significant improvements to the car, they acknowledge that they no longer have the time or financial resources to bring it to perfect condition. This presents an opportunity for a buyer who appreciates the value of a classic Buick and is willing to invest in finishing the remaining minor repairs and enhancements. As with any used car purchase, it is essential to inspect the vehicle in person, review its maintenance history, and consider having a trusted mechanic assess its condition before making a final decision. However, based on the seller's description and the work already completed, this LeSabre appears to be a solid choice for a classic car enthusiast looking for a well-maintained and partially restored vehicle at an affordable price point. 7. Attention all car enthusiasts and lovers of the bold and unique. Get ready to feast your eyes on this incredible 1985 Chevrolet Caprice. Currently available on Craigslist for the fantastic price of just $6,500. This is not your average classic sedan. It's a head-turning, jaw-dropping donk that's sure to make a statement wherever it goes. Imagine cruising down the street in this brown beauty, riding on a set of massive dub wheels that are guaranteed to turn heads. But this Caprice isn't just about looks. It's got the performance to back it up. With a small block Chevy V8 engine under the hood, you'll have plenty of power at your fingertips, and the automatic transmission ensures that you can enjoy the ride without any fuss. But what really sets this Caprice apart is the staggering $14,000 worth of QA1 suspension components that have been installed, ensuring that every journey is as smooth as butter. And with only 73,244 miles on the odometer, this classic sedan is just getting started. Step inside the cabin, and you'll be greeted by an aftermarket radio and subwoofers that will make your favorite tunes sound better than ever. And don't worry about any unsightly rust. This Caprice is completely rust-free, a testament to the care and attention it has received over the years. The seller confidently states that this Caprice runs and drives great, so you can hop in and hit the road with confidence. And with a clean, accident-free title, you can rest assured that you're getting a quality vehicle with a transparent history. Of course, as with any used car purchase, it's always a good idea to see the car in person, take it for a spin, and check out its maintenance records before making it yours. But based on the seller's glowing description, this modified Caprice is a rare opportunity to own a one-of-a-kind classic that's sure to be the envy of everyone on the block. So what are you waiting for? Don't let this incredible donk slip through your fingers. Contact the seller today and get ready to cruise in style with this unforgettable Chevrolet. 8. Prepare to be utterly enchanted by this magnificent 1985 Cadillac Fleetwood, now available on Craigslist for the unbeatable price of just $4,000. This black cherry fire mist metallic stunner is a true treasure, lovingly maintained by a lifelong Cadillac and Oldsmobile enthusiast who understands the importance of treating these iconic vehicles with the utmost care and respect. Picture yourself at the helm of this luxurious sedan, gliding down the road with the breeze in your hair and the sun dancing off the professionally tinted windows. The interior is a veritable time capsule, boasting a matching black cherry leather that's in exceptionally good condition, and a headliner that was meticulously redone in 2018, looking absolutely flawless. You won't discover any unsightly cracks in the dash or stains on the plush carpet. This Fleetwood has been cherished and adored by its owners. But it's not merely about appearances. This Cadillac is brimming with features that were revolutionary for its era. You'll revel in the electronic climate control with Arctic Cold R134 converted air conditioning, cruise control for those endless highway adventures, and the sheer convenience of power windows, locks, and seats. And as the sun dips below the horizon, the Twilight Sentinel headlights will illuminate your path. Beneath the hood, this Fleetwood is powered by the enhanced 4.1-liter TBI engine, which purrs like a contented feline thanks to the countless repairs and upgrades performed by the current owner. From a comprehensive tune-up to a new exhaust system that emits an amazing sound, no expense has been spared in maintaining this classic in peak running condition. The exterior is in remarkable shape, devoid of any rust or dents, just a smattering of minor parking lot dings that only add to its character. And while the paint exhibits some patina on the horizontal surfaces, it merely enhances the vintage allure of this 1985 masterpiece. Of course, there are a couple of minor quirks. The factory stereo is currently inoperative, but fear not, the speakers have been upgraded. And the fuel gauge can be a bit wonky at times. However, the fuel-used portion of the fuel data computer is as reliable as the day is long. And on those sizzling hot days, the air conditioning might cause the engine to stall sporadically, but the seller assures you that it runs like a dream with the AC off and during the other seasons. This Fleetwood currently sits on its original 14 inches wire wheels, but the seller has a complete set of original Cadillac wheel covers available for purchase should you desire a change of style. And for those seeking the ultimate package deal, the seller also has a gunmetal gray 1988 Cadillac Coupe de Ville with a matching gray velour interior, which can be yours along with this Fleetwood for a combined price of $10,500. The seller is open to reasonable offers, but be warned, low-ball offers will be swiftly ignored. This is a classic design that is becoming increasingly rare, and this particular model is the first year of the FWD design, equipped with the improved 4.1-liter TBI engine. If you're ready to make this black cherry beauty yours, be sure to include black cherry at the beginning of your text when contacting the seller. Don't let this incredible opportunity slip through your fingers. 9. The 1976 Chevrolet Camaro, currently on the market for $7,000, is a true gem for any classic car aficionado. This well-maintained, powerful muscle car is a testament to the enduring appeal of the iconic Camaro nameplate. Under the hood, this Camaro boasts a potent 350 cubic inch V8 engine paired with a smooth shifting automatic transmission. The seller has clearly taken great pride in keeping this Camaro in top-notch condition, investing in a host of recent upgrades and maintenance items. These include a brand new windshield, Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetor, fuel pump, water pump, master cylinder, power steering pump, and alternator. Visually, the Camaro presents exceptionally well with a gleaming white exterior that is free of any signs of rust or rot. The interior, while needing a new dashboard, is described as decent overall, suggesting a well-preserved cabin that will delight the next owner. One particularly noteworthy aspect of this Camaro is its clean Arizona title, which provides the next buyer with the peace of mind that comes with a clear ownership history. While the car does lack a radio or sound system, these are relatively minor issues that can be easily addressed to tailor the Camaro to the new owner's preferences. The only potential downside mentioned is the need for new AC hoses and refrigerant, which will be an important consideration for those looking to enjoy this classic in warmer weather. However, given the extensive list of recent upgrades and the overall excellent condition of the vehicle, this is a small price to pay for the opportunity to own a well-cared-for Camaro. At the asking price of $7,000 or best offer, this Camaro represents an exceptional value in today's classic car market. For enthusiasts seeking a powerful, well-maintained, and visually appealing muscle car, this Chevrolet Camaro is an absolute must-see. 10. We've got a real treat for you. a 1977 Chevrolet Nova that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This classic beauty is priced at just $3,500, and from what the seller tells us, it seems like a solid deal. First off, let's talk about the condition of this Nova. The seller mentions that it passed smog tests back in February 2024, which is a great sign. It means that the car is running well and shouldn't give you any trouble with emissions. The seller also notes that they had planned to work on the car as a project but couldn't find the time. However, they did manage to do some interior work and even replace the starter, so that's one less thing for you to worry about. Under the hood, you'll find a trusty 6-cylinder engine, which is paired with a smooth shifting automatic transmission. The Nova is a rear-wheel drive car, so you can expect that classic responsive handling that makes driving these vintage machines so much fun. Now, let's talk about the mileage. The odometer shows 85,682 miles, but the seller does mention that it has rolled over. While this might seem like a red flag, it's actually pretty common for cars of this age. What's important is that the car runs and drives well, and the seller assures us that there are no overheating issues. One of the best things about this Nova is that the tags are up to date until 2025. That means you can drive it off the lot and onto the streets without having to worry about registration for a good while. And speaking of driving, the seller says that the car runs and drives without any overheating problems, which is a testament to the Nova's reliability. All in all, this Nova seems like an honest, solid car that would make a great project for anyone who loves classic American automobiles. The price is right, the condition seems good, and the seller appears to be upfront about the car's history and current state. If you're in the market for a vintage ride that won't break the bank, this Nova is definitely worth checking out. Just be sure to give it a thorough inspection before you make a deal, and you could be cruising down the road in this classic beauty in no time. 11. The 1979 Lincoln Continental is a true land yacht from American automotive's golden era. This particular example up for grabs is a black beauty that has been lovingly preserved over its 44 years on the road. With just 39,000 original miles on the odometer, it's like stepping back in time. The black exterior paint shines deeply, revealing an excellent overall finish, aside from some minor nicks and a touch of surface rust. Extremely impressive for a classic this age. The spacious interior is held up equally well, free of any cracks or tears in the upholstery. As you open the heavy door and slide behind the wheel, you're enveloped in an atmosphere of 1970s luxury and comfort. The original 8-track stereo system sets the perfect mood for a relaxing cruise. Fire up the V8 engine and it purrs smoothly, just as a Lincoln should. The air conditioning and heat systems still blow hot and cold to keep you comfortable in any season. This Continental has clearly been someone's pride and joy over the decades. It was purchased new by an older lady from Michigan and made its way to the current estate sale owners when she passed away. Having had just 2 careful owners its whole life certainly shows in the excellent preservation. That said, no 44-year-old car is perfect. The rear passenger window currently has an issue with opening and closing. The front passenger door also needs a minor adjustment to close properly, and the hood insulation will need to be replaced down the line. An upcoming brake job is also on the to-do list. But these are minor issues for a caring new owner to address. Overall, this Lincoln represents a fantastic opportunity to own an increasingly rare piece of American automotive history. The $9,000 asking price is extremely fair considering the ultra-low miles, excellent overall condition, and 2-owner pedigree. For the classic car enthusiast, it would undoubtedly be a crowning jewel in any collection. 12. The 1972 Dodge Dart Swinger for sale on Craigslist is a classic American coupe with a rich history. This particular example, priced at $5,000, presents a unique opportunity for automotive enthusiasts and collectors alike. With its iconic design and potential for restoration, this Dart Swinger is sure to turn heads and spark conversations wherever it goes. According to the seller's description, this Dodge Dart is a 2-door coupe equipped with a slant 6-cylinder engine and an automatic transmission. The car also features air conditioning, adding to its comfort and drivability. With just 66,027 miles on the odometer, this Dart has relatively low mileage for its age. The car's exterior is finished in a vibrant yellow paint, which appears to be in very good condition considering the vehicle's age. However, it's important to note that the grille is missing, and there is some rust present on both rear quarter panels. While the rust may be a concern for some buyers, the seller assures that the trunk and floorboard remain very solid. Inside, the interior is said to be in very good condition, a testament to the car's overall well-preserved state. The seller mentions that the car was last driven in 2003 and has been stored in a garage since then due to an in-dash electrical problem. This issue will need to be addressed by the new owner, but it also suggests that the car has been protected from the elements for nearly 2 decades. The seller, who is selling the car on behalf of a friend, believes that this Dodge would make an excellent restoration project. Whether the new owner chooses to restore it back to its original stock condition or modify it into a street performance car, the possibilities are endless. With a clean Illinois title in hand, the transaction process should be straightforward for the buyer. Located in Opdyke, Illinois, approximately 7.5 miles southeast of Mount Vernon on Highway 142 East, this dart swinger is waiting for its next owner to bring it back to life. The seller is asking $5,000 or best offer, which seems like a fair price considering the car's condition and potential. In conclusion, this Dodge Dart for sale on Craigslist offers a fantastic opportunity for someone looking to own a piece of American automotive history. While it does have some minor issues, such as the missing grille and rust on the rear quarter panels, the car's overall condition and low mileage make it an attractive proposition. With a little TLC and restoration work, this classic Dodge could be transformed into a stunning showpiece or a thrilling performance machine. 13. All right, let's take a closer look at this 1966 Chrysler Newport that's currently up for grabs on Facebook Marketplace. With an asking price of $10,000, this classic beauty seems to be a real head-turner. The seller's description paints a picture of a car that's been lovingly cared for over the years, and it shows in every detail. First off, can we talk about that mileage? 75,000 miles is practically nothing for a car that's been around since the Johnson administration. It's clear that this Newport hasn't been driven into the ground, and that's a huge plus in my book. And with a rebuilt motor that's only 3 years old, you can bet this car is ready to hit the road with plenty of power and reliability. Now let's talk about the look of this classic ride. The off-white exterior is giving me some serious vintage vibes, and when paired with that sleek black interior, it's a combination that just screams sophistication. And don't even get me started on those Coker tires and Spider Claw wheel caps. They're the perfect finishing touch to an already impressive package. But here's the thing that really sets this Newport apart. It's all original. That's right, folks. This car is a true time capsule. It's not some Frankenstein-together project car with a bunch of aftermarket parts. No, this is the real deal, and that's something that any true classic car enthusiast can appreciate. And let's not forget about the ownership history. With only 2 owners over the course of 58 years, you can bet that this car has been well-loved and well-maintained. Plus, the seller mentions that the vehicle is paid off, so you won't have to worry about any pesky financing issues. All in all, if you're in the market for a classic car that's got style, substance, and a whole lot of history, this Chrysler Newport might just be the one for you. Sure, $10,000 might seem like a steep price tag, but when you consider the condition, mileage, and originality of this car, it starts to look like a pretty sweet deal. So if you've got the cash and the appreciation for a true American classic, don't sleep on this one. It might just be the ride of your dreams. 14. All right, folks, let's take a gander at this 1975 Chrysler Cordoba that's currently up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. With an asking price of just $2,000, this classic ride might seem like a steal, but let's dive into the details and see what we're really working with here. First things first, the seller is upfront about the fact that this Cordoba is a fixer-upper. It's not currently in running condition, and it's going to need some TLC to get it back on the road. The car needs a new carburetor, and the fuel tank needs to be installed. So you'll have to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty if you want to get this baby purring again. But that's not all. The brakes also need some attention. While they have enough pressure to stop the car, there's no return, which means you'll likely need to replace the master cylinder. It's not a job for the faint of heart, but if you're handy with a wrench and have some mechanical know-how, it's definitely doable. Now let's talk about the good stuff. This Cordoba is rocking a Mopar 360 engine, which is a classic power plant that's sure to turn heads when you get it up and running. And the Navajo interior? It's in excellent shape, which is a huge plus for a car of this age. You won't have to worry about ripped seats or cracked dashboards here. The exterior of the car is a classic white, and while there's some rust on the left rear bumper and a few dings here and there, the seller says the overall body is in great shape. And with just 36,000 miles on the odometer, if it's accurate, this Cordoba has a lot of life left in it. But here's the catch. This car is a project and it's not going to drive itself home. You'll need to arrange for a trailer to transport it to your garage or workspace. And while the seller estimates that the total cost to get it running is around $500, $600, that's just a rough guess. You might end up spending more once you really dig into the nitty-gritty of the repairs. So, is this Cordoba worth the $2,000 asking price? It really depends on your level of expertise and your willingness to put in the work. If you're a seasoned mechanic or a die-hard Mopar fan, this could be a fun project to take on. But if you're looking for a turnkey classic that you can drive off the lot, this probably isn't the car for you. At the end of the day, it's all about your personal preferences and your budget. But if you do decide to take the plunge on this Cordoba, just know that you're getting a classic piece of American muscle that's just waiting for the right person to bring it back to life. With a little elbow grease and some patience, you could be cruising down the road in style in no time. 15. Now, we're taking a look at a 1977 Chevrolet Corvette that's up for grabs on Facebook Marketplace. With an asking price of $9,500, this classic sports car could be a real gem for the right buyer. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Buying a car from an estate sale can be a bit of a gamble. After all, the seller admits that they don't have a whole lot of information on the car's history. But let's take a closer look at what we do know. First off, this Corvette has just 45,719 miles on the odometer. For a car that's over 40 years old, that's pretty darn impressive. It suggests that this car hasn't been driven into the ground and has likely been well maintained over the years. The exterior is a sleek black, which is a classic color choice for a Corvette. And the black interior, it's a perfect match, giving this car a real sense of sophistication and style. Under the hood, you'll find a gasoline engine, which is exactly what you'd expect from a Corvette of this era. And with an automatic transmission, this car should be a breeze to drive, even if you're not used to handling a classic sports car. But here's the real kicker. This Corvette has a clean title and no significant damage or problems. That's a huge plus, especially when you're buying a car sight unseen. It suggests that this car has been well cared for and hasn't been in any major accidents or suffered any serious issues. Of course, the seller does admit that they don't know much about these cars, so it's always a good idea to do your own research and ask plenty of questions before making a purchase. But based on the information we have, this 1977 Chevrolet Corvette looks like a clean, straight example of a classic American sports car. So, is it worth the $9,500 asking price? That's really up to you to decide. But if you're in the market for a vintage Corvette with low mileage and a clean title, this could be a great opportunity to own a piece of automotive history. Just remember, buying a car sight unseen always comes with some risks, so be sure to do your due diligence and ask plenty of questions before making a decision. But if everything checks out, this 1977 Chevrolet Corvette could be the ride of your dreams. Happy bidding, 16. We're diving into the details of a 1985 Buick Regal that's currently for sale on Facebook Marketplace. With an asking price of $6,000, this classic ride is sure to turn some heads. First off, can we talk about that mileage? With just 25,000 miles on the odometer, this Regal is practically a time capsule. It's rare to find a car that's nearly 40 years old with such low mileage, and that alone makes this car a real standout. But the good news doesn't stop there. The seller mentions that this Regal has recently been repainted in a beautiful shade of blue, giving it a fresh, new look. And while the new top hasn't been put on yet, it's included in the sale, so you can easily finish off the restoration yourself. Under the hood, you'll find a V6 engine that the seller says runs great. And with an automatic transmission, this car should be a breeze to drive, even if you're not used to handling a classic. The interior is also blue, which is a perfect match for the exterior. And according to the seller, everything works as it should, which is a huge plus for a car of this age. But here's the real kicker. This Regal has had just 2 owners in its lifetime, and the seller is the second. That means you're getting a car with a clear, clean title and a known history. And with recent upgrades like a new water pump, thermostat, fan clutch, and taillights, which are included but not yet installed, this car has been well maintained and cared for. Of course, no car is perfect, and it's always a good idea to get a classic car inspected by a professional before making a purchase. But based on the information provided by the seller, this Buick Regal looks like a real gem. So is it worth the $6,000 asking price? That's really up to you to decide based on your budget and your love for classic cars. But if you're in the market for a low-mileage, well-maintained Regal with a clean title and a fresh paint job, this could be the car of your dreams. Just imagine cruising down the road in this beautiful blue Regal, turning heads and sparking conversations wherever you go. With a little TLC and some easy upgrades, like putting on that new top and installing those taillights, this car could be a real showstopper. So if you're ready to take the plunge and make this Regal your own, don't hesitate to reach out to the seller and ask any questions you might have. And if everything checks out, get ready to enjoy the ride of a lifetime in this classic American beauty. 17. Currently for sale on Facebook Marketplace is a stunning 1977 Lincoln Continental Mark V, offered at $9,950. This classic American luxury car has been driven just 68,000 miles and comes with an automatic transmission. The exterior is a sleek gray color while the interior boasts plush leather seating. According to the seller's description, this hot rod Lincoln has undergone some impressive upgrades. The air conditioning system has been refreshed with a new pump, belts, and hoses, ensuring comfortable cruising even on the hottest days. The tires have also been recently replaced, providing a smooth and safe ride. With such low mileage for its age, this Lincoln Continental appears to have been well maintained. The seller mentions that it drives like a dream, suggesting a pleasant and comfortable driving experience. The car also features desirable amenities like a sunroof and power windows, adding to its overall appeal. The interior is described as clean and roomy, perfect for those seeking a spacious and well-kept classic car. The seller also assures potential buyers that the vehicle comes with a clean title and that they are the second owner, providing some peace of mind about its history. Based on the information provided, this Continental Mark V seems to be in excellent condition. The seller's description paints a picture of a well-cared-for classic luxury car with some noteworthy upgrades. For enthusiasts of vintage American automobiles or those simply seeking a unique and stylish ride, this car may be worth closer inspection. As with any used car purchase, a thorough inspection and test drive are always recommended to ensure it meets your expectations. 18. The 1979 Chevrolet Monte Carlo, currently for sale on Facebook Marketplace, is a classic car that could be a great find for the right buyer. With an asking price of $7,000, it's important to carefully consider the condition and details provided by the seller. According to the listing, this Monte Carlo has been driven 80,122 miles and comes with an automatic transmission. The exterior is white, while the interior features a red color scheme. It runs on gasoline and has had only one owner. The seller notes that the vehicle is paid off and has a clean title, indicating no outstanding financial obligations or major issues with the car's history. The seller mentions that the vehicle has no significant damage or problems. However, they do point out that the seat will need to be bolted down, suggesting some minor interior work may be required. Despite this, the seller describes the car as being in decent condition overall. One interesting aspect highlighted by the seller is that this Monte Carlo could make a nice training day clone. This likely refers to the 2001 film Training Day, in which a similar Monte Carlo was featured. With its V8 engine and functioning air conditioning, this car could be an attractive option for someone looking to create a replica or tribute to the movie car. The seller also mentions that the car currently has 17-inch wheels, which may not be original but could add to its aesthetic appeal. They acknowledge that the car is not perfect, reinforcing that it may have some minor flaws or signs of age, which is to be expected for a vehicle that's over 40 years old. Potential buyers should note that the seller is open to offers and trades, specifically mentioning interest in a nice later model truck along with some cash. This could provide some flexibility for those looking to negotiate a deal. Overall, this Monte Carlo seems to be a reasonably solid classic car with a few minor issues that may need addressing. Its movie connection and relatively low mileage could make it an appealing project car or a fun weekend cruiser for the right enthusiast. As with any used vehicle purchase, it's always recommended to inspect the car in person, review its history, and consider having a mechanic assess its condition before finalizing a deal. 19. Get ready to fall in love with this stunning 1982 Cadillac Seville Elegante diesel, now available for sale at just $8,600. This beautifully preserved luxury sedan is a true gem, boasting nearly every option available at the time, including a rare CB radio that's sure to impress. Imagine cruising down the road in ultimate comfort, surrounded by the Seville's plush interior that's described as being in nearly perfect condition. You'll appreciate the attention to detail and functionality that this car offers, with everything from the essential AC and heat to the indulgent electric seats and CB-specific power antenna in perfect working order. But this Seville isn't just a pretty face. It's got the brains and brawn to match. In the last 2,000 miles, the current owner has gone above and beyond to ensure that this classic ride is in top form. They've installed new Uniroyal Tiger Paw tires from Discount Tire, guaranteeing a smooth and safe journey wherever you go. The diesel injection pump has been meticulously rebuilt by the experts at Diesel Care Performance, and the car now boasts 8 NOS, new old stock GM injectors, a new glow plug controller, new wipers, and a new blower motor control module. And let's not forget about the transmission. It's been treated to a fresh filter and fluid change, ensuring that this Seville shifts like a dream. Now, the seller is upfront about the paint having a few flaws, but trust us when we say that this car still looks absolutely stunning in person. The pictures speak for themselves. The Seville's rich, glossy finish and classic lines are sure to turn heads wherever you go. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful diesel engine that purrs like a kitten thanks to all the recent updates and repairs. This Seville isn't just a showpiece. It's a car that's meant to be driven and enjoyed. And with its extensive list of features and creature comforts, you'll look forward to every opportunity to get behind the wheel. So if you're in the market for a unique, well-maintained, and lovingly preserved classic Cadillac, look no further than this Seville Elegante. At just $8,600, this is an opportunity that you simply can't afford to miss. Don't let this incredible piece of automotive history slip through your fingers. Contact the seller today and make this stunning Seville yours. 20. Get ready to cruise into summer with this incredible 1968 Chrysler New Yorker hardtop, currently available for just $7,500. This vintage beauty is the perfect choice for anyone seeking an affordable, reliable, and solid ride for those sunny weekend adventures. Picture yourself rolling up to local show and shines in this head-turning hardtop. With its straight body and original paint, the New Yorker exudes a charm that only comes with age. Sure, it may have a few dings, scuffs, scratches, and rust spots here and there, but that's just part of its story. The seller is upfront about these cosmetic imperfections, but they also emphasize that this car is far from a rotted-out rust bucket. The floors and trunk are solid, and the lower body trim is in really nice condition. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 444-barrel engine that's ready to roar to life. Paired with an automatic transmission, power steering, and power brakes, this classic ride offers a smooth and comfortable driving experience. And if that wasn't enough, the power windows and front seat are also in working order, adding to the car's overall functionality. The seller has put a lot of love into this New Yorker, with recent improvements including a fresh tune-up, newer tires, a fuel pump, and brake lines. They're confident that this car runs and drives great, and they're excited to pass it along to its next owner. Now, let's talk about the odometer. With just 41,038 miles documented to be actual, this car has a lot of life left in it. And as a classic vehicle, it's not just a mode of transportation, it's an investment. The seller believes that this New Yorker won't depreciate in value, making it a smart choice for anyone looking to park some money in a fun and functional asset. So if you're ready to make some memories this summer and beyond, don't miss out on this opportunity. The 1968 Chrysler New Yorker hardtop is waiting for you, and at just $7,500, it won't be around for long. Contact the seller today and get ready to cruise in style.